Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome,
everybody, to the Miles and Crawford Variety Hour. Today we're going to be talking to you about linguistics. Just kidding, it goes back to our previous podcast, if anybody wants it.
And this is
Miles, how do you say it again?
How do you say segregation?
I edited all that out, so nobody gets that joke. Linguistics. Linguinis. I'm going to talk to you today about pasta.
It has been a very long Monday. Oh, such a very long Monday. But a very good Monday.
Oh, God.
And so that is the start of the podcast.
No, really, how do you say it? I'm not fucking joking. You're going to let me go this whole podcast. Linguistics. You would too.
A linguist?
A linguist.
A linguist.
We're going to talk to you about language, okay? And the origin of words. And
mascara running.
I got a little bit of beading going on. Perspiration. Or no.
Oh, my body odor is so bad today. I really apologize for that.
I can't even smell it yet.
Thank God, because it was really bad earlier.
You know, I don't smell anything, everybody.
Okay.
I will let you know, though. Update you up again. Somebody cooking onions up in the...
I didn't put on deodorant. I was in the car all day, and I did some walking, and it was sunny.
That's the worst.
I mean, it just...
sticking together. It's just
I just don't wanna... I gotta, get showered tomorrow. So, showering today was out of the question because I already had a preemptive shower for Tuesday. And that's how it worked out. Hey, buddy. That's how that was going to work. So...
Logistics. You don't want to admit you don't know how it's said either.
I mean,
listen, we're
from Ohio. We're not really well educated.
No, we're well read.
Shout out to my favorite podcast ever.
We always have to do that. We're going to talk to you about the history of words and language, and just some very interesting fact that I actually didn't know. Miles, you want to kick it off talking about
I don't
fuck?
even know where we're...
First
where
of
does
all,
it even start?
I think that our first rant is the word fuck, and why is it so offensive?
It's not offensive. The word fuck is not offensive, and if you're offended by it...
Back.
I like that word, though. I mean, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me. I understand that it's... Why is it offensive? Is it because somebody told you that it was offensive? Because there's a whole kinds of things that we should be offended by that we're not.
Right.
And then that's pretty much it. We're just offended by dumb things, but we're not offended by real things.
No, I really had somebody tell me the other day, we were talking about words that we don't like, which for women apparently cunt is one that they don't like, and I don't.
They don't like cunt or moist.
Yeah, I was actually going to say moist, a real see you next Tuesday type of situation.
Yeah, but why?
And I was like, I don't really care personally. I don't
have any qualms about many words. I don't like racist words.
Yeah,
those are the words I don't like. I have a friend, he just, he's not racist, but he throws down that N-bomb every once in a while. I'm like, look, you can tell me that you're not racist, but I really don't like when you use that word. I don't like it when you work those words that you can't own because you're a white male. Please don't own those words. Because,
right.
But if you're white,
I have a real bad habit of calling people Monica. That's what I said, because I feel like I can get away with that as a white person. You don't mind, Monica?
Yeah, Monica.
So if I ever call you Monica, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's the white people's version of
it.
What's
really
up,
is.
buddy?
What's up, Monica? What up? How you doing?
How you doing, Monica?
I know, but
misappropriation of culture. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
I am not a good person.
And I think that's that's how the word fuck became bad, was because it was all about the cultural divide.
Yep.
This is how you take the rich people from the poor folk. Poor folk only talk like fucking shit and bastard and fucking shit, man. Fucking shit, eh? So, I mean, and I think that it's... Oh, hi, Mr. Motorcycle.
You guys know we're doing this out of a garage, literally.
By now, episode 6, I hope they got that part figured out.
I think they're it sounds like they're broadcasting from a garage. You are correct.
You are correct. Ding, ding, ding. You don't win money because we've only got $5 in our fundraiser.
Yeah, sorry. Otherwise,
give us more money.
I wish we had a t-shirt gun or something.
That would be great. But yeah, so, we have... I don't even know where this all started.
Let's talk about the many uses of fuck. It's offensive, but and I'm
Okay.
sure you've seen this around the internet, folks, or saw something, a version of this, but this is a few examples at least, of the way that fuck is used in sentences.
Greetings. How the fuck are you?
How the fuck are you doing?
How the fuck are you doing? Fraud. I got fucked by the car dealer.
Fuck.
Fucked. Dismay. Oh, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
at some point, it's Monday especially, at some point we're just like, fuck it.
It's fucking Monday.
Right? Trouble. Well, I guess I'm fucked now. I mean, aggression. Fuck you!
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Disgust. Fuck me.
Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck it. Is that the next one? I hope.
Confusion is, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Which, WTF, everybody.
WTF. Difficulty. I don't understand this fucking business. And despair. Fucked again.
So fucked.
So fucked. God, we're so fucked.
See,
Do you understand that this word, if you say it often enough, it really isn't that offensive? I get that you don't want to teach your child to go to his teacher and be like, what the fuck? But...
fuck it.
Oh.
I really love the way the Irish say fuck. They say it with an E instead of a U, like that.
Back.
But I always sound like I'm a sheep, like, bah.
Ooh, incompetence.
Ooh.
We both know this as women as he fucks up everything.
He fucks it all up.
Fucks it all up. Displeasure. What the fuck is going on here? Seriously.
I don't know why, but that cracked me up.
My favorite one, which usually happens at least once a month, lost. Where the fuck are we?
Where the fuck? Well, what did I just fucking come in here for?
What the fuck? I'm so lost
How
right
many
now.
times do you go into the other room and you're like, what the fuck did I just walk in here for?
Ooh, we can talk about the door. The door is the whole reason why you get lost. Disbelief. Unfucking believable.
Unfucking believable. Did that just fucking happen?
Retaliation. Up your fucking ass.
Whoa! Isn't there also a emotion?
Yeah.
Fuck yours.
You all know that. It can also be used as an anatomical description. He's a fucking asshole.
That dude is a fucking asshole. So, I think that we've legitimized
I mean, we've
the
legitimized...
word fuck and how it should be used in normal everyday language.
I mean, there's so part of it, of the everyday language.
So, moving on from fuck and how we shouldn't include that in profanity, because we're going to talk a little bit about profanity. Wiki defines profanity as socially offensive language, which may also be called bad language, strong language, offensive language, coarse language, foul language, bad words, vulgar language, lewd. I love the word lewd.
I love it.
I don't know why.
I like seeing in the docket when it's like
lewd behavior.
Yeah. What did you do? Dude? I want to know.
You
so
are
bad.
so lewd.
You are so bad.
You are so lewd.
So bad.
Okay. Sorry, I looked up. Choice of words or expletives. The use of such language is called swearing, cussing, and cursing. Profanity is a subset of a language's lexicon that is generally considered to be strongly impolite, rude, or offensive. So basically, it can show a debasement of someone or something or show intense emotion. Verbal expressions that fall under the category of formulaic language, which we're not getting into the science of language. We're just talking about the history of language. And in English, swear words and curse words tend to have a Germanic, one, rather than Latin etymology. Did I get that? Yeah.
You did. I think you did.
I am like, bing, bing. If there were like bells that I could hit as I was reading this, I would. Shit has a Germanic root, as likely does fuck. The more technical alternatives are often Latin in origin, such as defecate or excrete and fornicate or copulate, respectively.
I like all those words. Those words are beautiful.
Those are all just different ways to say fuck, so let's just get over it.
Now, here we go, as the story is more interesting.
I know.
However, from the Oxford Dictionary, this is where my source comes from, and it literally says, the story is more interesting, however, than a simple tale of romance, words, good, Germanic.
Whatever sounds like dramatic.
Words bad. There's also the question of register, that is, the context in which certain words are used and the impression that they convey. That it was the Romance language that was superimposed upon the Germanic and not the other way around is visible in the way that some of our most fundamental vocabulary maps onto French and German. Words that define the most basic aspects of life and society often have Germanic origin. Man, we're going to say that word a lot, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
We are.
We're just gonna call it the G word.
I mean, anyone can recognize the German Haar, Hand, and Fuss. Their French equivalents, Shavu, Main, and Pied, are less obvious. And whilst the German family looks familiar with its Vater, Mutter, Bruder, and Schwitzer.
See, those are easy. Mother, father.
Yep, the French one with Peri, Mary, Ferry, and Saury, I have no idea, looks distinctly foreign. There may be fewer Germanic words in English, but the Germanic root gives the most words we use in everyday speech. Of the 100 most used words in English, almost all are Germanic, as in every word in the sentence, aside from sentence.
Now let's talk about society and how the nobles spoke more of the Romance language, whereas common...
Fuck the nobles.
Stupid nobles.
Stupid nobles.
Stupid, pretty little Romance language.
I know. They're so pretty, though.
I know. They are.
Wish you... I mean, I don't know. Do we want to talk like nobles? Do we want to still be like that uptight prude?
Well, I just thought it was interesting when we were reading that back then, you could tell a person's background just by how they spoke, which is still kind of true today. Somebody who's not well-spoken, you can tell is uneducated.
Yeah.
But in reading, we learned that the French or the nobles or people who were richer had more of a Romance type of speaking, whereas common laborers and things like that have a Germanic. See, I'm doing it. Way of speaking, and I had wondered how that translates to today. Do us as a common folk, the 99% or whatever, do we have a more Germanic way of speaking, or do the rich I don't personally know super rich people. I don't talk to them, so I actually don't know.
One or two pretty decently rich people.
I know a couple self-made millionaires,
but I also know some
that were poor though.
Yeah,
so,
and exactly, that's where a lot of their language comes from. And I also know people that were pretty poor, but
rich,
they've
raised rich. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Old money, maybe, or a couple generations of being rich, where they went to boarding school.
But I think we lost that want to get to. So I have a friend who consciously turned off spell check on the phone.
I did
so
too, because I was getting
forced.
tired of because it was starting to make me stupid. I couldn't remember how to spell. And I was in spelling bees when I was in school. I know I talk a lot about being an asshole and stuff, but I can spell like a motherfucker.
And he's tries to update his vocabulary all the time. He tries to use big different words. Different words.
Very big, different. Many people. Sorry.
Sad.
Shut up. Just shut up, Crawford. Jesus.
No, but
you guys love this shit. Shut up.
You love it. But he tries to use his Bigly dictionary and goes on from it where
Fox News blaring 16 hours a day.
And it really, how is even our media incorporating bigger and larger words?
Right. How do they, and a lot of them,
instead of using the word vast, or deeply, or
they're
whatever.
Very deep, instead of an abyss or whatever,
We probably should have looked at vocabulary words while we're talking about the history of language, so we started smarter than what we are.
I think we're doing great. First of all, we usually do this just winging it, and this time we actually had an outline.
I'm going to grab us some coffee and creamer. I'll be right back.
That's fine, because I'm going to talk to these people about my breasts and how they feel in my hands. I'm just joking. That's a whole other podcast. No, we actually did a little bit of research, printed some stuff off, some facts and figures and things about, because I love history, and I've been bugging Miles, I want to do something on history, so she sent me this big-ass document talking about language with her research and stuff. I actually thought that a lot of our language was Latin-based, and didn't realize that there was a difference between a Latin-based language and a Germanic. I see here the Oxford Dictionary, as I was talking about the conquest. Following the conquest, England was thus a two-tiered society divided upon linguistic, I know that's the way you say it, grounds. The peasants who served spoke a West Germanic language. Old English.
I didn't even start the on button.
You know what? There's something really wrong with you. She was like, I'm going to go get some coffee. I'll be right back.
Didn't even hit the start button.
You know what? Has that ever happened to you before you go to work and you're like, I don't even have time to wait for you to brew? I hate you. And then you pull in a Circle K and you gotta like wait for someone to back out.
This is why they invented the Keurig, which just costs you like $300 in coffee pods.
You know, there's no way to repair those, so they're just like filling up landfills. Yep. I refuse to buy one used. Even I'm like, nope, I don't support that shit. I'm over this. That's a Ford coffee maker. I hope some of you actually get that reference because, okay, let me explain it just in case. When Ford made the Escort, like, they purposely made their vehicles to break down and constantly need repairs and new things, and so that's, you know.
That's a Keurig of coffee makers, and it is now Keurig is a Ford of coffee makers. There we go.
You know what? Just stick with your brewmaster.
Just stick with it. Your coffee mate's just fine.
Yeah, it really is. I've had mine for a year and a half. It needs replaced, like the burner plates off. What are we talking about? Language? I'm sorry. Language of coffee.
Language of coffee.
Coffee is an important aspect of our podcast, if not essential to it. It makes me a little manic. I'm having a manic day. I got so much shit done today. I use the word fuck like 20 different times in 20 different ways. Get the fuck out of my way. Why won't this take my fucking money? Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me with this shit? This is on sale, but this one's not? What the fuck? How am I supposed to make this? This goes with this. You just want me to buy this, motherfucker. There's another one. You know what I really like? I like calling my kids you son of a bitch.
Oh.
Because they're like, I'm like, that's right. I insulted myself. Why are you offended?
This is why I say son of a biscuit.
Right? You son of a... Well, oh, God, I love those commercials. I used to... Shut the front door. Who are you talking about, you cootie queen?
I still actually use shut the front door.
Yeah.
I use that a lot,
I do, too. I'm like, you son of a biscuit-eating bulldog.
Whenever, like, somebody says something really dramatic to me, like, I'm like, shut the front door. No way.
Shut the front door. No. Who are you talking to, you cootie queen? You lint-licking cootie queen. I used to be able to say that perfect, and I haven't said it in years.
I've never heard that phrase in my life.
That was like one of those commercials. She busts in on the boss with the secretary, and it's his wife. And she busts in, and they're like, she's like, you son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. And his secretary's like, who are you calling a lint-licking cootie queen? I don't even remember. That's probably not the way it goes, but I love that. That
still sounds fucking awesome.
Orbits, clean up your mouth. And they did not pay us to say that. That's just how much I love their stupid commercials. You know?
But if you want to pay us, you can.
But that's amazing spin on language, which I also have found that the internet has really changed the way that we talk. You know, like...
Oh, completely.
Recently, you know, people actually say BRB.
That's ridiculous.
Instead of being like, I'll be right back. You know, BRB.
I mean, I think... I will use that.
I do. I don't give a fuck. See, there goes fuck. Sorry.
I can't quit laughing. I apologize. I'm a giggle queen today.
Some fucking mushrooms or something.
That'd be so great.
She was like, so we were on a schedule, not a schedule, but we were talking before we were going to do our podcast. Like, I'm going to be home about this time. So I get here and she's telling me about how she's like walking around in nature and
doing, shit like humans supposed to do.
Right. And then she's like, I can't quit laughing. I'm like, what were you doing in the forest there, Miles?
Yeah, no, smelling dragonfly ass.
I think you might have got too much fresh air today.
I might have.
You know?
Fresh air is happiness.
I know.
So
look
weird
at
how that
Like,
happened.
woo!
I was out in the sun. They got some fresh air. Had a nice
I don't think she's ever giggled this much during a podcast. Usually she's like, and you know what else pisses me the fuck off?
I really don't like people.
You know, like, you gotta be like, Miles, bring it down. Bring it down. You're gonna make people cut their wrists.
You're killing me, small.
Back to words and how
well, see, and that's just another thing is about, words in general. So, I mean, words can be used for pros and cons. And obviously, if you're looking at, like, a 4-year-old every day and being like, you're a fucking twat, like,
they're going to go around and be like, you're a fucking twat.
Not only that, they're going to feel like a fucking twat. They don't even know what a fucking twat is, but they know that that's who they are. And that's not going to be it's not a positive reinforcement.
I think that we talked about this in our lab. But I was talking about how, I think, because we were making fun of my segregation word. And, we were talking about, and I was explaining, like, why I sound messed up when I talk sometimes.
If you want to know, she actually says the word in episode 4. And
yeah, I'm a snort lipper. I don't give a fuck. I'll own it. I'm not editing it out either. I'm gonna cut.
But we cut out part of episode 5 by like a half an hour. We had a whole half an hour about how she can't say the word segregation, and it was very funny. And now we're thinking about it, and it makes us laugh because it was actually a very hysterical part.
That would probably be bonus footage.
Bonus footage.
Bonus episode.
Bonus episodes, but how like words can like shape people. I think that if we use the word fuck in a more positive manner, instead of it always being like, what the fuck, motherfucker, you
know
fucking,
what? We should have Googled like what used to have a negative connotation. That's how
I say it.
Okay, well that's how we're gonna say it then.
If we're wrong, let us know.
You know what? No, because this is how we say it here. That's just how we say things around here up the creek. You're gonna get a lot of shit for that one. Up the creek.
I like the
wash your laundry.
Your shit up the creek. Okay,
you shit up the creek. You know, and that's just the way it is.
It is.
It is. But I was talking about how me and my boyfriend both took the same quiz, and even though we were born like 50 miles from each other, we both had the same. We both came up with 2 different results. Like mine was like like Central America, very ambiguous because of the way I picked how I would say a word, compared to him where it was like Midwest Ohio. It, like
dead
pinpointed his ass. Like, oh, I guess you just talk just like an Ohioan.
We do have a special language up here.
We really do, because we're assholes.
We are dicks.
I was just talking to my friend earlier today about my favorite life motto is go where you're celebrated, not tolerated.
Ooh.
And I was telling her, like, because we were talking about being socially awkward, which we are some socially awkward folks, let me tell you. This is about as social as we really get. Well, I don't know. Miles is much more social than I am. She's always out there doing stuff.
I'm a really good faker of the social. I'm like good. I'm good at the like, hi everybody, how we doing?
I'm good too, but I can't come out of my house. Like people have finally stopped inviting me to stuff because they know I'm not coming. And I'm good with it. I'm like, it's just social anxiety. But my friend suffers from social anxiety, and I was like, that's my favorite motto. Because I was like, there are people out there that love me just the way I am. So I know that I have a tribe somewhere.
I belong somewhere.
And if you live in one place long enough, you start to think that's how the rest of the world is. Like,
it's so true.
Like people everywhere must be assholes who don't care about each other. And it's not. I've lived tons and tons of different places. And even if you just travel 2 hours away, you'll
meet all different kind of things.
Exactly.
I actually had a conversation earlier with a friend. Actually, the past few days have actually all been about social interactions. I have one friend who's getting ready to move to the West Coast and having to start up and pack up all of his shit and move and go.
Been a lot of that happening. People going west again. I've been thinking about it.
Right.
I'm like Washington or California. I'm seriously
Colorado, good starting point, and then go from there. And
I like California's laws and whatnot.
I know, they're so good. They treat people
healthy and shit.
Yeah, maybe we'll stop smoking and doing really good healthy things.
Grow some marijuana. There's a lot of marijuana farming going out there from what I understand.
And it would be so great for people to be able to do that and go somewhere. And I have another friend who just kind of moved out of that city living and is now doing a smaller town living and recognizing that you can look at people in the face and give the head nod and the hello, and it's not taken
talk to you.
Yeah, oh, this person's not trying to fucking kill me. Cool. I'm just trying to be nice.
I actually have that experience as well. That where I live is 7,000, the population is 7,000, and today I went to the laundromat to do some laundry. And this old lady, I'm sorry to anybody, because people get so offended when you use the word old. They're I'm like, this lady was gray. I mean, she had to have been going on 70 or at least 70, but she had to walk down with her little laundry cart, and the wheels had broken off. So I was getting ready to pull out because I was trying to be the multitask mom.
Yeah.
Where while my clothes are in the dryer, I run to the grocery store, and then when I come back, I was going to clean my car out, So anyways, I'm getting ready to back out, and she's like, ma'am. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, could you give me a ride home? My laundry cart wheels broke off my laundry cart. She had walked to the laundromat with her little laundry cart. She had a cart, or not a cart, a car, but she liked to walk. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to run my groceries home because she's still folding her laundry. I'll be right back. But she wasn't going to take the ride because I was going the complete opposite direction. And I was like, I can't tell you how many times I have been broke down on the side of the road and had some nice stranger who didn't eat me,
kill me, rape me,
right?
Shove me in the back of a trailer truck in San Antonio.
So if I don't give you a ride home, this is actually going to come back on me.
Yep.
you know, I pay it forward and all that. That shit happened to me at McDonald's one day. Do you remember me rant about that?
Yeah.
I was like, their order was more than mine, God damn it. I was somebody paid, the car ahead of me paid for my order. And, you know, I went to hand them my money and they're like, the car ahead. And they're all like waving, you know. So I'm like, all right, man, I'll pay for the car behind me. And I look in my rear view mirror and it's two old people with a little handicap placard hanging off of their rear view mirror. And he's like, I think our order was like $8. Their order was like $13. And he was like, that'll be $13.72. So I was like,
Son of a
motherfucker. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, man. So I gave my money, I paid for it, and I left. I'm still a little bit. As I was pulling away, I look in my rearview mirror and see that they had told them that I paid for their order, and they were waving at me. These two little old people, like so excited. And then I realized that it was like the third of the month. Like that was probably their, you know, they treat themselves with their Social Security. I mean, these were old. These people had like the parchment colored skin.
Aww.
Like super old. So I was like, I really hope that they were like, we can afford our medications this month, honey. We don't, you know, we can actually get your refill of blood pressure. But I don't know how that relates to language, but that was the language of kindness that I just talked about.
So there you go. I mean, you can still curse it up and pay it forward. It's imagine. I mean,
you know, we didn't talk about body language, the history of body. I mean, you know, there's all kinds of just natural things that you can convey to another human and they know what you're gonna, you know, like the whole, I guess there's a difference. A gentleman had to explain this to me. There's a difference between the head nod up, you know, it's like, what's up? But a head nod down is like, gotcha. I don't remember, but yeah, there's like a difference between like if you're walking up to somebody and you know, hey man. But sometimes when you're walking up to somebody, I know y'all can't see, but I'm like pushing my head up, and then also bringing it down. You know, like give them a nod down, like down low, up high. I don't fucking know. It's like
is that how the nobles used to do things?
And you know, I think right, like maybe you had to like nod down, but when you
had a curtsy,
right? But when you pass somebody that is on your own level, you give them a "What's up, bro?"
I got you.
We on the same level, ain't we? You know.
See, and that's how I think I give the heads up to like everybody because I try to incorporate that whole, you know, equality shit. And
I don't know. I think I actually do it with older people as a sign of respect.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
But I give a lot of smiles though. Hey, how you doing?
It was earlier today. I was going in whatever town I was in and had to go to use the restroom, so I stopped at a Wendy's. There was this little old lady. Oh, she was so slow.
Did she have her checkbook out too?
Oh man, she was so cute. And
I love little old people.
Oh my god, she was so adorable. And so, anyways, like I kind of like bypass her, the little lady, and she's walking super slow. And so I kind of walk ahead of her just so I can make sure that I get in front of her, so I can go open the door for her. She's like, "I'm so sorry, I'm walking so slow." And I look at her and I'm like, "Hey, you've been around long enough to earn walking slow and having the door open for you."
Man, I am all about elder care and respect for your elders. We don't take enough care of our, which I'm not going to go on a rant and get into that for an hour, but
that's true. We are supposed to be talking about language,
you know, right? But elder care is something that we deeply neglect. Like how many times have you seen in the paper an accident and the other person driving was a 70 and 80-year-old? Like we don't take care of our older generations anymore. We just are like, drive yourself, grandma.
Good luck.
But the language of love. You do it because you love your elders.
Because you fucking love your elders.
Drive your grandma to the store, listen to her stories because she won't always be
and
around.
Take care of that shit, okay?
Right.
Seriously.
You're saving lives. I mean, they don't always see. They just can't. I mean, they don't mean to kill people, but I mean, a lot of times they end up dying. I mean, it's just every other day. Take care of your fucking elders. That's the language of love.
Yeah,
See,
bitches.
I wrap that shit back in. I could tie it in. This is like, I feel like our podcast is a weird game of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You know, have you ever actually... because we start off on one thing and somehow we end up way far away.
It's not completely. We're still talking about language.
That's because we keep... Like, how does that apply to language? How can we tie that in and not have to edit it out?
But we like language. Okay, seriously. Now I want to get the coffee because now it's actually ready.
Oh, yeah.
See, you know.
I'm so excited.
I mean, fresh coffee from Fort Finley. Oh, good.
Oh, my goodness. Shout out to Fort Finley. You're welcome for that free shout out. Okay, back to history. You can hear me rattling my important papers around here because, you know, I can't remember anything. I have a short-term memory problem. I'm not gonna tell you what it's from. Okay, no, seriously. So, some countries are like, listen, you can't talk that way in public, okay? And if you ever do, I'll kick your ass. And this is how they do it. I'll get this other piece of paper. All Australian states have laws against using offensive, obscene, insulting, or indecent language in public. These offenses are classed as a summary offense. Look at you got like a coffee pot. She just brought this silver and I don't even.
It's an inlated coffee pot.
Yeah, she's actually.
Like I spent like $60 on this thing like 5 months ago, and I love it.
That thing is amazing.
And it keeps it nice. It keeps it hot. Good brew.
Just like mine.
I mean, oh yeah, buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
And if you need coffee.
You know what? That just reminded me. I think I had a lesbian dream last night.
Ooh. Is lesbian a Germanic word?
You know what? It probably is. It sounds like it.
I mean, just.
Oh, no, wait. I think I just watched Game of Thrones today.
Ah, yeah.
I did watch that last
You need more
episode
coffee
today.
there.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there you go.
Vanilla cream all up in my face.
It's vanilla caramel.
So
Caramel,
I was just,
actually.
Getting ready to talk to our amazing listeners. I love all of you. I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Tracy, who was like, I love your fucking podcast. She's like, I downloaded the episode right away and I listened to it. And I love it. And she actually even was laughing about things, so I knew that she actually had listened to it. Wasn't just telling me, like, oh yeah, tell me what was your favorite part? What's your favorite joke? She was just, but Tracy, thank you so much for listening and supporting us. She always likes and supports our shit on Facebook too. So, if I had a T-shirt, I'd give it to you, but I don't. So,
true.
Here's a virtual T-shirt.
Seriously, donate to her fundraiser.
That's the language, yeah, bitch. Language of support right there.
I know, right? What are we at? What are we talking about? We're talking about the United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand?
I was going to bring us back around to penalties, talking about punishments and how in different countries. And here's the thing is these might be law, but...
No one really pays attention to them.
I mean, we have some laws in our countries, too, that aren't really enforced. So, but this is what we
driving
found.
Without your shoes on?
Right, I do that.
All the time.
Oh, man. It's weird, too, like the way the pedal, it just makes
I have better control over the pedal if I'm not wearing shoes.
Really? I need something. But I cannot drive in heels.
Oh, hell no.
I'm like, well, I'm going to kill somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to kill somebody with these things on. To get out of my car and put them back on.
It's such a true story.
So, anyways, friendly listeners.
Friendly listeners.
We're going to talk about the different the different consequences that you can have for talking dirty.
Talking dirty.
Talking bad.
Have you gone into Australia yet?
No, I was just getting ready to, and then you came with that coffee. I mean, I literally was like, coffee?
Coffee?
And did not actually completely just trailed off on it.
Let's see. All Australian states have laws against using offensive, obscene, insulting, or indecent language in public. These offenses are classed as a summary offense. However, if the court is satisfied that the individual concerned had a, quote-unquote, a reasonable excuse to behave in such a manner, no offense is committed. In Australia's remaining states and territories, swearing is not illegal per se, but depending on circumstances may constitute disorderly conduct or a breach of the peace.
You better not, because that's a breach of the peace.
Better not.
They've got some great swear words over there, too. Their language is just amazing. I probably haven't told our listeners this. I got online ordained about 4 years ago. So I do wedding ceremonies, too. It's just a blast. And I married 2 women last summer, and one of them is from Australia. And she is hilarious. And I love the way she talks, and I love talking to her, but the fun thing was when I did her marriage ceremony, some of her family came over from Australia. So I got to hang out with like 10 Australians that night after, awesome. Because not only did I do their ceremony, but they were friends of mine, so I got to go to the reception after, back to language.
Back to language.
I fucking love you Australians. No shrimp on the Barbie, which I know they hate when we say, that's not a knife, this is a knife. That's another one they hate. I'm just trying to...
Crocodile Dundee, stole our hearts.
I'm just really glad that I'm not the only one that can't talk right. My boyfriend doesn't listen, so I'll just go ahead. And he heard me talking the other day, and he was like, I was re-listening to our podcast, and he's like, are you eating? I was like, excuse me? He's like, it sounds like you're eating. So... I'm sorry if it sounds like I have my mouth full. Maybe I had too much saliva. I don't know. I'm just going to do this from now on. That way, None of you think that I'm actually sitting here eating.
Please don't do that. That is disgusting.
I know, right? Like,
Oh god, that's so gross.
let me suck my teeth a little bit.
Stop it. It's so nasty.
I thought that you didn't have a problem with moist.
I don't have a problem with moist. I have a problem with the sounds of moist, though. It's one of those things.
You know what? When I watch TV, I can watch it on TV. I don't like the noise. Like I watch medical shows or whatever, and I can watch a surgery being performed, but I don't want to hear the squishiness of it. That's another thing about language. You don't always want to hear sounds.
No,
language and sound is two different things. So.
Not really, depending on what country you're in. Sometimes the sounds you make is.
Oh, right, like click, click.
Yep.
Bang, bang.
That's
what happens if you have a stutter? You do the,
Wait, can you have a stutter?
Can you? If you're click.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some. I mean. I don't even know. I'm gonna.
Would that be qualified as Tourette's?
I have Tourette's. What would that sound like in the clicking language? I love the way I put it. Like, what about people who have speech impediments?
We're not making fun of any of you.
You know, I am. No, I'm just joking. Speech impediments are not funny. My son actually has one, but you know what? That's funny because he still says spaghetti. And I love you forever for it, Aiden.
Forever.
I know he'll eventually get over it and say it right, so I just have to enjoy it while he does it.
There's adults I know that don't say that word right.
Listen, I don't say words right. I mean, that's been the whole conversation so far.
So in Canada, Section 175 of Canada's Criminal Code makes it a criminal offense to cause a disturbance in or near a public place by swearing or using insulting or obscene language. Provinces and municipalities may also have their own laws against swearing in public. For instance, the municipal code in Toronto bars profane or abusive language in public parks. In June 2016, a man in Halifax, Nova Scotia, was arrested using profane language at a protest against the bill C-51.
Oh, wow. They were like, oh, yeah, you got something to say about this?
You want to protest in the park? You're using offensive language? Time to go. Could you imagine how many women would have been arrested in New York or in Washington, D.C.? Or
pussies
like,
and vaginas.
Oh, my God, all that language.
Pussy. I know a lot of people that don't like the word pussy either. I'm like, why don't you fucking kiss my pussy? How's that sound? I am extremely... I mean, I really try to dial it back for you guys because I don't want you to be like... You got a... sailor's mouth.
I mean, I do.
What's going on in New Zealand?
Well, let's see. In New Zealand...
They're passive, kind of.
In New Zealand, the Summary Offensive Act of 1981 makes it illegal to use indecent or obscene words in or within hearing of any public place. However, if the defendant has reasonable grounds for believing that his words would not be overheard, then no offense is committed. Also, the court shall have regard to all circumstances pertaining at the material time, including whether the defendant had reasonable grounds for believing that the person to whom the words were addressed or any person by whom they may be overheard would not be offended. That is a serious... That went to court somewhere, because that language right there says... They broke it down.
Yeah, they were not messing around.
They were not. Somebody really got offended by what somebody was saying, and they really had to say,
"That sucks,
dude. That really sucks. I'm so sorry."
That's a real bummer. I guess that's what we should be thankful for, that we have that freedom of speech. What did it say about the U.S.? That's the last one on the list, I think, isn't it? I think the pages are numbered.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
Sorry, I did number them because I knew that would happen.
Actionable indecency in United States obscenity law. In the United States, courts have generally ruled that the government does not have the right to prosecute someone solely for the use of an expletive.
We're two broads that can't talk, but we want you to listen and make out what we're trying to say.
Which would be a violation of their right to free speech, enshrined in the First Amendment. On the other hand, they have upheld convictions of people who use profanity to incite riots, harass people, or disturb the peace. In 2011, a North Carolina statute that made it illegal to use indecent or profane language in a loud and boisterous manner, within earshots or two of more people on any public road or highway was struck down as unconstitutional. So we've tried to go for bad language, but because we created freedom of speech, we don't have to worry
too much about it.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to incite, let's get these motherfuckers. Just remember, everybody, when you riot, don't curse. That's when those Orbits commercials will come in
This
handy.
shit on fucking fire! Fire!
Well, maybe we could get away with using other languages, curse words like fucking wankas.
I mean,
say it. I love you Irish in the way you say fuck. I'm sorry. I really, you gotta make it like a fuck. Oh, fuck.
So, and here's the other one that I like that you highlighted, which was that there are two main kinds of swear words.
Yeah.
According to the Moor Oaths. One is taking the Lord's name in vain, and the other in obscene words like sexual and racial slurs. So wait, did this guy actually put the Lord's name in vain, on the same line as sexual and racial slurs? I'm super confused. Now I really want to look into this, because...
Well, I had highlighted a part about there's a difference between profanity and blasphemy.
Oh.
You can, if you're like, fuck your God, that's blasphemy, I think, even though you're using profanity.
It says here that the Romans didn't divide people up by being heterosexual and homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
They divided people into active and passive. So what was important was the active partner. Hence, sexual slurs were more along the lines, words like pathicus, a rather graphic term meaning receiver.
Are you a top or a bottom?
Yeah.
Are you a giver? Are you a pitcher or a catcher? As my wonderful friend Sean, who I know you don't listen because you never give me no feedback,
Bitch.
And so that's why I'm gonna call you out, because I'm gonna be like, did you hear that shout out to you?
Why is bitch an offensive word?
I don't know. I mean, it's a female dog in heat. I mean, I'm always in heat. I'm always a little moist in my cunt. That's offensive.
That's super offensive.
I'm going to have
but
to.
But we're not. Like, if
check
you're listening to us and then you haven't been offended
I'm
and
going to
you're
go
still
ahead
listening
and check the explicit content on this when I upload it. Cause
this is an NSFW.
Yeah, perhaps not even for life. This might be an NSFL. Just kidding. We're improving lives everywhere, every day.
I mean,
I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
We're making a difference.
We're making a difference with our. I think we're up to 25 plays on our last episode.
Yeah,
I feel good. I felt a little bad. It took me so long to get it uploaded. When I was listening to it, I'm like, this is so last week's news. But you know what? John Oliver gets away with it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
we gotta make sure we got all the information before we start talking about it. So we
don't give you out.
Right? Like, we don't.
What's it called? Fake news.
Fake news. We are fake news.
We are fake news.
We're a fake podcast.
We're not real.
We're not real at all.
You're living in the Matrix.
This is a bot.
This is a bot.
This is just two bots talking to each other in a garage, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes.
Beep, boop, beep.
Beep, 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 boop, 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 boop. And that's all we have for today. But boop, boop, boop. We stop it. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just weird.
I think that's what makes us awesome. Being weird is what makes the world a better place. I think if we were all normal, it would suck. Like, major
I
dicks.
think all of our beautiful melting pot and whatever and whatnot is what makes us beautiful. And the fact that our language in America comes from so many different countries and people that have immigrated here, and just over the last 100 years. But we don't want
immigration, remember?
Right. Well, what did I post the other day? And it was like, my ancestors didn't come over here on a boat 100 years ago just to have their country overran by immigrants or some shit. I don't know. It was just so hypocritical. It's so stupid. And what's funny is, I do have some people who are, don't like immigrants and whatever, and they all liked it, but didn't get the joke of it. It was, oh my God. I was like, oh Jesus, that's not like, yeah, fuck immigrants. No, do you get what I'm saying? And my parents were immigrants. They came over on a boat.
And they came over on a boat because they weren't from America. Again, I think there was one native that, multiple native, fuck, I'm done.
Native Americans? Like, why
were they Native Americans? Like, why? Like,
what's funny is, I don't know. Okay, my, where I live, it used to be an Indian reservation, the Wyandotte Indians or whatever. And I've never seen an Indian in that place.
Native tribes. There we go.
I knew if I got you going. But the other day I met an Indian, and I was talking to him, and he kept referring to this group of people as the Mexicans. And I turned around and I was like, aren't you an Indian? And he was like, I don't like the N words, and I don't like Mexicans. And so I turned around and I was like, aren't you an Indian? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, what about white people? And he didn't say, he just looked at me. So to me, I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? That's just the language of ignorance.
My hand is on my head.
She's face palming over here.
Like, I can't people anymore. How are you guys?
I can't even stop myself from being like, do you realize just what you just, like, how stupid are you? I can't stop myself from being like, you're really stupid. I'd never in my life seen anything. So I don't know.
Okay, I think the face palming is on, but I'm really taken aback by that never registered, that nobody put that thought, even as growing up as a child, into his brain.
Right.
That you are another.
Listen, I found this. My ancestors
you
didn't
guys surprise me. Like, God bless human beings. You all just shock me sometimes.
You know
more
what?
than
I love 90% of people I run into. I pretty much love. I'm like, oh, aren't you weird? I love it.
Right? That is true.
Except for people who are like, don't touch me, please. Which I'm not a big toucher, and I don't really like to be touched. I did find it. Listen, my ancestors didn't travel 4,000 miles for the place to be overrun by immigrants.
I mean, that's so true, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, there it is. Now you found it.
Damn
I'm
upset about it. But, were we on I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I had, like, a little message that popped up because it's connected to my computer. That way my phone's charging, and I don't want to, like, go reach my phone.
Yeah.
Because, it's in that weird stage where, like, if you don't fuck with the charger right enough, then it's not going to charge.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I know. Your phone likes to...
Dude, it's fucking pissing me off. I mean, I love my phone, but fuck the chargers. And,
yeah, we talked about that.
We did.
Online, though, not on our podcast.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, did I miss that episode? Because I know you listen, hang on to every word. I'm sure you never fast forward or stop listening at 36-minute mark.
Bitches. But I finally connected it to my computer. And that way, if I'm on my computer and my phone is charging in a different room where I just don't, like, I want to, like, not have my phone in hand so I can focus on what I'm doing, I can just, it'll pop up and be like, oh, okay, cool message. I can respond if it's important. If not, I can be like, fuck it, I'll get back to that one later.
What is up with, like, every website that you visit now? They're like, can we send you pop-up notifications? No, I'm just here to read an article about whatever. I'm not coming back for at least 6 months, probably,
Calm down. We don't want your fucking shit.
No, I don't want notifications.
But maybe they're trying to get us to have it so that way we don't get net neutrality.
Right. Exactly. How about we just send you all that good stuff? I'm real big on the net neutrality.
I mean, there's so much going on with that. Like, so
they're always trying to take that away. That's just another way to.
Having to explain it to people, and people are like, what do you mean? What's this whole net? I've heard about it, but I don't get it. And
your porn will buffer people.
Yeah.
Do you like your porn buffering?
Do you like knowing what kind of porn you have to be watched by somebody else just because of how much money you want to pay? Like,
exactly. We're talking about free internet the way it is now, or having somebody control what you can see.
It's not real free internet. Let's be honest, we do pay for internet, but
we pay a lot more and get lesser speeds than other countries. We just suck compared to other countries overall, but yet we still have this, like, America's number one. Nope,
we're not. No offense or anything.
We want to be. Don't get me wrong.
Fucking arrogant.
We're not that type of American where we're like, America's number one. We want to make America number one, but not in a North Korea type way. Like,
That's exactly what I was talking about earlier today, was that we're really, like, when it's net neutrality, if it goes into full force.
The language of the global community. That's what the internet is.
And you are stopping language and media
it's
and
just a way
advice.
To control people from interacting with each other. The internet is kind of like the Wild West. You could literally you could literally do whatever the fuck you want on the internet. There's even the dark web and the Silk Road. There's some real
seedy shit on there. Don't get me wrong.
Right, but that's how the internet is it's a virtual place that doesn't actually exist except for on your screen. And I have loved the internet since I got on AOL and welcome.
Little yellow man speed racing. He was trying so hard.
I'm gonna actually download that and play that over my voice on that part. I'm gonna download that little clip of him saying, because I kind of missed the little Running Man.
I do too. Running Man was so great.
Yeah, like
and we've come so far. We have come so far from there. And
welcome
most of all, our language has come so far from there.
And being a global community and interacting with each other, our language has changed on the internet at least, and now it's starting to bleed out into social life because enough people have been on the internet for enough time that they recognize those phrases.
Yeah. And they understand what we're talking about, but now also having to understand like how things have changed. I was explaining to somebody, my friend earlier, about how you can't use, the word hookup and how that word hookup has changed. Like, when we were
hook up my internet. I'd want to hook up with some of that dick. Which one are we talking about here? Like, can I come over and hook up your cable? Oh, shit, you want to plug a male part into my female input? I'm sorry. Me and my stupid jokes.
I love them.
They're so ridiculous.
They're so great.
We're not making any progress because I won't shut up, and I never do.
I love it.
We're never going to get these down to a half hour. Let's just edit me out.
Like, it's called a variety hour-ish.
Right? We keep circling back to language.
We do. So he was talking about how hookup doesn't mean hookup. Like, 15 bajillion years ago when we were all still in high school. Hey, you want to hook up later? Yeah, cool. Okay, but now you say that.
But then you're in your 20s and you're like, yeah, I hooked up with that dude.
And
and everybody knows, like, so his penis was in you.
Or if, like, you're a teacher and you're like, hey, we need to hook up on this, and, that's a whole... That's a connotation now.
Right.
And that is one of those things where...
I don't like anybody hooking me.
Right? Well, and then I came back and I was like, you know what?
Better not have a hook. Ow! Ouch! I'm gonna catch this pussy for real.
Catfish!
and those actually have whiskers.
Oh.
Catfish are ugly. They're like the ugliest.
All this is making me squirm, so anyways.
Right. Let's talk about moist thing. Good. See you next Tuesday.
But, so the word hookup changed when... I believe it was MTV that brought in the hookup culture. They coined that phrase of hookup culture, and that is what changed from, hey, Crawford, let's hook up later, to, hey, Crawford, let's hook up later.
Can you come over and hook up my cable, Miles? I really need someone to hook it up. Or, hey man, can you hook it up?
Yeah.
Like when you only have $1 and you want to fry too.
Yeah.
Can you make that burger super thick? Like hook it up, bro.
Hook it up. Yeah. But now the girl says that to. But could you imagine me like going into like Wendy's and being like, hook it up, bro?
I do it all the time.
And then the next thing I know, I'm bending over to get some ketchup. I'm getting fucking fucked because they're like, well, you said hook it up, and I'm like, that is not. That is.
I do actually. I'm always like, and hook it up. And they never do. Like after I order my food, like, yeah, I want a chili and a small fry.
Maybe the Matrix is watching
hook
them.
It up. Right. Get your tinfoil hat on. It's crooked. God damn it. The government's going to read your thoughts. Then they're going to pinpoint us as extremists.
Those girls said the word fuck 20 times.
They're not really fond of our country.
Yeah, I mean...
Comrade.
Comrade in arms, though. Yeah, I mean, come on, we'll be comrades in arms.
We were going to start, our next podcast, we're going to be speaking in Russian, or with a heavy Russian accent, which I'm not even going to attempt because...
I'm terrible at it. I tried to speak...
Russia.
I tried to speak in British language all of last weekend, and I failed miserably at it. It turned into some stupid, terrible, awful thing.
Every time I try to do an accent that's not a country that we can reach by land... It always comes off as a horrifying cross between Irish, English, and Australian. Like, who wants to put some shrimp on the barbie? I can't. God, I wish. For a long time, I really tried to learn how to do an Irish accent so that I could fuck with people.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I'm just here, in the States, and I can do it, but you have to really practice. Like, you have to drop your E's and your I's and your O's. And if you do that, then you really do sound. You're about halfway there already.
Yeah.
And then you just have to have, like, that whole brazen, I don't give a fuck attitude that goes with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even with accents, there's, they'll know if you're a fraud or not.
I love you Scottish people, too. Sorry. I love you all. I do the
Reddit all. Scottish.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that one.
I love all of Europe. And,
But we had to, like, part our ways, literally, and part the sea, and come over here. And
I would really like it if we had, like, a billionaire listener who would be willing to fund us just podcasting around Europe. Like, so we're in a pub in Amsterdam.
Oh my god, that'd be so great.
Hold on. I lost my thought.
See,
No.
I would just get like lost in industry.
That would
Like,
be
I would just sit in like the red light district and talk to all the weirdos in the
Wouldn't
red
that
light
be
district.
great, right? Like, so we're just two Americans, like, palling around Europe for the summer, and we just want to have a
I
conversation.
don't know if it's really safe right now. I feel like there's
Nobody likes Americans anymore, and I understand that. It's
maybe they would take us in as
upsetting.
refugees.
You know what? Some people have actually applied for refugee status over in Canada and gone to Canada. So, like, this one guy said he was, because he actually, I remember reading this, he went to Canada and tried to get refugee status because he's black and is
Gonna die.
no.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but like
no, right? But
yeah.
he was saying like I can't remember, so I'm just not gonna. But he's over in Canada, and the big deal was because he was planning on getting like their state benefits or whatever, and they were like, so what? You're not gonna work? You're just going to Canada and you're gonna be a refugee? I don't remember, but yeah, because of all the police shootings and whatnot.
I mean, look, I'd go over there and I'd work.
Who all saw that body cam footage of the
Oh my God, he
officer
was dropping the
planting that
drugs.
evidence? And he wasn't even that good when he went back looking for it.
No,
I mean, that was
jackass.
terrible. You're a terrible actor,
Yeah,
asshole.
you are a fucking
I know
rookie.
you're not listening, so I'm just gonna.
Hopefully, if you are listening, you're listening in jail, you piece of shit.
No, he's not. He's
I know
probably
he's
gonna
not.
like paid leave or whatever,
Fucker.
like they all do.
That's what we like to call a cocksucking motherfucking piece of shit.
Cocksucker. You know what? Cocksuckers aren't so bad. Cocksuckers are great.
Cocksuckers are great,
But here's the thing. You know what's not cool? Being a cockbiter.
ooh.
See, now it's
So
okay.
he's a cock-biting son of a bitch.
You cock-biting son of a bitch. Because when you call somebody a cock, I guess some people don't want to be accused of sucking cock, so I guess that's offensive. But to me, when I'm like, somebody calls me a
For the
cocksucker,
nobles.
I'm like,
The nobles don't want to be
So-
sucking cock. That's what
so
it is.
what? Yeah, I'm a cocksucker. You're goddamn right. That's how I got
You're
him.
just mad it ain't yours.
So my boyfriend comes home every night from work, straight home.
I don't know what I got
Like,
there.
I'm showing him my hands like, you want normal or do you want the mysterious stranger? Because my right hand is mysterious.
Very mysterious. We like that.
She's got her own rhythm going on. I feel like it's that one movie from the 90s. What was that where he had the hand that just kind of did whatever it wanted to?
It's like a Jim Carrey movie. I feel like it's a Jim Carrey movie.
I don't know. And it's not important. I'm not going
Are you sure?
to...
It wasn't a Jim Carrey movie? Because I feel like everything that was bad in the
No.
90s was Jim Carrey.
Well, no, but it wasn't. It was a younger kid, and it was called, like, I can't remember, but he had to, like, tape his hand to his leg to keep it from misbehaving. And that's actually a real syndrome, like, where your one hand will do completely opposite of things, like, slap yourself or whatever else, like...
Super interesting. Now I want to find this like 90s movie.
Right.
No,
Right.
like...
I need to know what this movie is. Like, damn it. But Ashes versus Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
He cut his hand off because that motherfucker wouldn't behave.
Yeah.
So...
Ash got it down, though. I mean, he killed some shit that.
Yeah, have you watched the series?
I have not watched the series. Andy has watched it all.
Yeah, me too. Well, it's the first season was I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, and every first season I give them a wide berth.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna let you work your shit out. You come back season 2, fix some of those holes, and season 2 was better.
You know
So
what people are doing with us at our podcasts? They're just waiting us out.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
And
like
maybe if we put like season 1,
yeah.
then they would be like, oh, this is like the first season, so this is a total trial, and then like we'll suddenly start with like season 2.
Yeah, we're just gonna work out all of our kinks in this season, and then when we come back for volume 2, season 2, whatever, that shit is gonna be so on point. We're gonna have pool noodles surrounding us, so it doesn't sound like a tin can. Which I can't.
But it's a garage.
I guess I'll look that up and figure out how. Right, that's our garage. That's our tin box that we're in.
Yeah, I think we can make it happen.
I think so too.
I
think we can make anything happen.
Yeah,
honestly,
we're pretty great.
We're amazing.
Yeah. Oh, what we could do is I could finally get that shed that I've always wanted.
I was thinking about that too. Like,
God, I want one of those so bad in my backyard.
I know, like with a little. I don't know, with a little porch.
Yeah.
Windows.
Yeah.
Shit.
It'd be like your own little room,
Oh
and
my
then you just put
gosh.
a little podcast, and just like leave it. I'll be perfect. Lock it up. Nobody getting that shit. It'd be all ours.
You know what? That would be so fucking nice. We'll make a little recording studio.
I really need some money, so you should donate to our fundraiser.
Listen, we want to bring you the best possible, and we work hard, and it's not that we can't
We work way too hard.
or willing to pay for our own, but we do know that there's crowdfunding out there and whatnot, so,
crowdfund the shit out of us.
Right. We,
there we go.
$5
all kinds
from
of fun language. All kinds of fun language.
$5 from 100 people. It's $500. That would really, we could get all kinds of good shit on that.
We could. We can fucking
hosting for a year. We wouldn't have to worry, and then we could start expanding, which we did talk about.
Yeah.
With what we're gonna do.
We're going to go live WordPress this Friday. Be prepared.
We may do live broadcast eventually, and then we did talk about video broadcasting, which I already have green screen software, and so all we would need is a big green sheet to put behind us, and then we could broadcast from like Pompeii.
That would be so fantastic.
Or on top of the pyramids, or out in space. You know what I mean?
I just feel like we need to go down to the south and be like Trey Crowder and all them, and just fucking
four corners. You know, look at us. We're in 4 states right now, everybody, and we're also in Ohio. So crazy, isn't it?
We will be the Simpsons of podcasting.
I actually started
locate us.
Which Springfield are you all in? But anyways, I think that's pretty good for our language podcast.
I think it's a very good.
We're up to.
I mean, we're hitting an hour mark.
We're hitting an hour, and there's going to be a little bit of editing. I bet you this come down to about 45 minutes.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I think we're doing amazing. Yeah. So that was a little bit about language and history, and I think
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. I was going to say America, but you know what? Yeah, go fuck yourself, America, because I'm fond of other countries right now.
Y'all are really good people to us.
But some of you countries, I guess, a couple of you are assholes, so fuck you too. Like the whole Brexit shit. Yeah. That's some ridiculous. Here's the thing, if you ever watch, for me at least, and maybe that's just my tinfoil hat falling off, but I always read what happens over in England, or, I guess that's, England is exactly what I'm talking about. Because if you watch their news, what happens over there usually will happen here 6 months later. Like their whole housing bubble thing back in 2008, that shit happened over here. But Brexit happened, and they were like, let's get it. And I knew when they voted and that happened, I was like, Donald Trump is going to be president. You fucking watch. Because that's what they did. That's what they want to do. They want to fold in on themselves with that whole us first, nobody else. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. They don't have MAGA, Make America Great Again, but they have Make Britain Great Again. And all of their all the people, because they were in the European Union, they have people from all over different countries that live there that are they have to leave because they're not citizens, so
that's fucking retarded.
Same situation.
Sorry, don't like the R word, my bad, but still, it's fucking idiotic.
But look here, 6 months later, people are getting deported left and fucking right here for people who have been here for 20 years, never committed crimes.
There's a guy that was up in Toledo, Ohio, that just happened to him.
He's beating the shit out of
He was here for fucking 35 years.
Yeah.
And got fucking deported, leaving his fucking wife and children. You guys are fucking dicks.
And some of
Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Why don't you leave those hardworking Mexicans alone?
Especially the ones that have been here for 34 fucking years and have a wife and a kids and pay taxes and have a fucking job.
Right, the only thing is a little piece of paper that says that you're is literally just a piece of paper that says you're a citizen. That's you ruin someone's life over that. I don't understand how we just sit back. We have sat back through so much.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't understand why half the country's asleep.
Apathy.
I know. And you know what? They bombard us constantly with horrifying news, and it's just you want to turn it off, but do not turn it off, people. They say the revolution will not be televised. I would like to know where I can get information on it, though, because I don't really watch TV, but where are we going to find out about it?
As soon as Robert Mueller gets fired.
Oh yeah.
That's starting.
Yeah, I know. They're already trying to turn on him. But have you read about how, there's different ways that he can come back on? Congress can... Yeah. So, I don't think that he's even remotely done with Donald Trump.
No, it's an instant... No, the resistance is putting up, an instant, the minute that Robert... a minute that he gets fired, done.
We're gonna... Yeah, because he's he better leave my personal finances alone. So Mueller was like, can I get those personal finances, please, the next day? He's not fucking around.
No, he's not. Get that shit.
It. I don't know if he needs one wheelbarrow or two to drag his balls in to work every day with him. But you get it. You get it hard. We need to hook up later so I can suck your dick. No, that's awful. I would only do that if he paid me. And that brings me back around to prostitution. I believe it should be legal. If you want to sell your body, you should be allowed to sell your body.
Well, the problem is with that, though.
People get trafficked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know that there's a a weight to justice there, but you know, like, it's the oldest profession in the world, and if I go to a garage sale and I see something that I really want, I should be allowed to be like, I'll give you a handy J. Real quick, no eye contact. You know, eye contact's extra. That, yeah, don't look at me in the eye. I'm just trying to jerk you off, please. Because then I want to try to go to sleep that night. That's all I can see. You know, because I don't even look down. I just close my eyes and do it real quick. No, I'm just joking. I don't jerk people off rolled lamps or anything. That would be crazy.
How does this even happen?
I don't know. But anyways, I believe that may or may not conclude this podcast, which I absolutely loved.
This was a
gonna be
fun
some
one.
small edits, some very small edits, and God, I hope you guys laughed along with us too. I really do.
If not, you're just gonna laugh at the fact that I can't quit laughing.
She did. I'm telling you, she did the shrooms or something. I'm just
I think
joking.
it's so great if I was high right now.
Oh my God, I don't even know how that would. This is our stoned.
What got me to do that?
You know what? I have this great idea. Like, one time, I don't even know when or how far down the road, but like, we should do a husband's podcast.
Oh, Jesus.
Where we have our husbands here and they podcast.
No,
like,
they'd fucking ruin it. No.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah, they would.
Like,
No.
why would you even say that? What, you know what I mean? Like,
No, we're not even. No, that would just piss me off. I'm
Yeah.
walking out of the fucking podcast. Ain't
like,
gonna
you know
happen.
what? I can't even listen to you right now.
Yeah.
You're disgusting me. Yeah, you ain't getting no ass. You ain't get no handy J tonight. From back, you know, like they're poking you in the back with their dick, so you just reach back there and give them a little handy J. Like, I'm going to sleep, but here, you better get in the bathroom and clean that up. You know what? I'm just callous and I don't care. But okay. Seriously. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
You're so German.
I think it's Germanic. When do you have to be so dramatic about it?
Oh, I want to start using that more often. That sounds awesome.
I'm just gonna start throwing it in. Everybody else does. They use words they don't understand or know. And other people don't know them, so they're not too sure, so they just let you go with it.
That'd be so fucking awesome.
Woo!
Woo! All
That
right.
was a little bit loud. Look at that on the screen.
Fuck it.
Okay, everybody, we'll see you next time.
See ya next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.